Hmm. Namaskaram. Hi, Lila. How are you doing? I decided to go. Well, first of all, I was supposed to go live yesterday morning. Didn't go live. Um, I was setting some things up. I'm still not too sure if I'm ready for it because there's this whole feeling of anticipation of moving forward. But tomorrow I do a live masterclass on the start of a workshop on the path of surrender. It's this whole big thing that I need to put together, but I feel like I think that's just anxiety and human emotion. It's just like I feel like I'm not ready and I'm trying to make it perfect. But I think the real thing is it's just that it doesn't have to be perfect. Just gets it done and then I can perfect it later. So I'll do the live tomorrow at 11 a.m. AST where I uh, I I'm going to give the exact formula for everything you need to know of how to utilize this mechanism of the mind to release negative baggage, basically. And everybody and anybody could use it. It's for their benefit. And all of that information is going to be free on my YouTube or my Patreon. And I'm going to list a course, which, the whole idea of pricing at its proportionate value is good and all, but my goal is to give this information out and to have everybody as much as possible to get this information and to be able to utilize it as a technique, as a remembrance of this is a natural aspect of your mind, and remember how to use it. The only reason we don't remember how to use it is because we have so many different programs in our minds trying to do its own thing, trying to like for example, if you wake up one morning, just think about it. You wake up on a morning, on a regular morning, and you know that you have one specific thing you need to go to do today. Imagine as work, imagine as probably watch some Netflix show. There's one specific thing you want to get done today, but in the process of getting to that thing, there's many ups and downs that happen because of your own reactivity. If you just like take a moment to realize that a lot of these things aren't really happening to you, you're happening to it. And so the mechanism of surrender gives you the freedom of noticing when you're reacting or how you're reacting from fear when you feel fear, or shame when you feel shame, or guilt, or how these unconscious, or even grief. Lots of us have a lot of grief. Um, all of us have grief. Not a lot of us. All of us have grief. Um, so it's just me saying, "Hey, remember this." And I'm going to charge for it, but I'm low. I've lowered the prices all the way down to 100 USD for the entire course, and that course is only for the people who want to do a deep dive into it, because the free workshop I'm doing tomorrow is going to give you all of the information. Well, it will give you all of the information you need to know to utilize it on yourself, or you to include it in your daily practice to make the change that you want to make without having to pay for the course. So, that's wonderful in and of itself. And I would like to give that to everybody. The problem is with this generation is that people have such short attention spans that sitting down to listen to something that isn't really aligned with their current daily narrative, as in they're not sitting in the position of making a paradigm shift. Most people sit in that position where they need to or want to do change when something really bad happens in life to or around them, and they from that pain They then sit in a position of, whoa, I need to make change right now. I obviously can't be in this thing over here. Let's look for something new. And in that pivot, they search and they seek and they look for help. They look for something that will give them inspiration, something that will expand their awareness. The thing is that if I could have this as a resource out there, but if I don't advertise, the people who are in that position aren't going to find it, which is the biggest struggle that I'd have, even if I lower the price. Because that's why we keep the prices at a decent level, is because I have value that I offer, and I'm not cheaping out. I'm not trying to scam. It's that this is the experience I'm curating at this certain price, and this is why the price is as high or whatever. And that person who is in that position in their life is willing to pay for it, for that transformation that they seek. It's not cheap when you deliver on. Is it cheap? Is that what I'm looking for? It's not costly if no. It's not expensive if you deliver on what it is you're advertising, but it's costly. There's a bit of wordplay there that I need to figure out, but it's. Could you define it as costly if it's something that does still deliver on what it is? It's just no longer expensive. It's just priced at a decently. I can't figure out the wordplay there, but you get what I mean. So I've lowered it all the way down, moving past the cycle of not the cycle, moving past the whole outlook of I have my product at this price because it's going to give you a curate that experience. And so having it cheap, I have it set to 100 USD, and for the first 100 buyers, they get it at 0.5% off, 50% off, which is like $50, and that's really good. I think a lot of people will be able to afford this. If not, and I see that a lot of people can't afford it, I'll get feedback. I think I'm going to drop it even more to probably $50 maybe, and then the first 100 gets it at $25. I say this, I know it's going to affect sales, but I say this because I want everybody to have the ability to deal with crisis in their life effectively. I want everybody to be able to notice when they feel fear in a situation and not just react. I want everybody to have the emotional intelligence to be able to see when they're going down the wrong path. Wrong is the wrong word there, but going down a path that they don't want to go down, and see the consequences of what that's leading them to in the future, and making a choice of if this is what I actually want to do or not. I want people to be able to just have those simple skills, to be able to process and let go of negative emotions, so that they're able to wake up smiling, they're able to wake up with joy, they're able to have those moments in their day-to-day life of just peace, serenity. And that's separate from the person who is on go mode all of the time, can't seem to find any rest for themselves, is chronically fatigued and chronically in worry and overthinking. And then as time goes on, they end up holding on to illness, they end up holding on to a lot of pain, and it perpetuates. The trauma goes on to the next generation and the next generation after that, and they're stuck in a cycle. I don't want to see that happen to anybody, and it's a part of the human experience. So like, I have compassion for the people and the vast multitudes of people who experience it. But what I'm saying is that we don't have to follow along with that narrative, even if that is our current narrative. We don't have to allow ourselves to succumb to human suffering, is what I'm saying. human suffering, because human suffering is all of the mind. Your entire experience is dictated by your mental narrative. I could have the same busy day somebody else has, but if I say to myself that, oh, you know what, it's not that bad, and I'm able to feel the certain emotions that come in, anger for the situation I'm in, anger at how my boss is treating me, anger at the amount of responsibility I have, get to the roots of it, feel it, accept that that is what I'm feeling right now, and see the emotion, like just process that bit. And this is what I'm going to teach tomorrow. It's going to be on how to feel and look at your emotion objectively, so that you're able to just see it disappear. The energy behind the emotion disappears. It vanishes. It is just because you've accepted that it's a consequence of your human experience. But I'll get way more into detail with it tomorrow. As for now, welcome to my ad. This has all just been one big ad, right? No, but I'm talking about like something I'm passionate about, something that I want to see as a dream come true. That everybody is able to just, I make it sound so elaborate, but it's very simple. Just remember the mechanism of your mind's ability to naturally process and let go of negative emotions, so that you're able to hold on to positive emotions. That's what I want. I want everybody to be able to do that. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I think that a lot of people, for vast majority of human experience today, is that we never taught how to experience our emotions. And so that's the biggest problem I think people in today's society face, because it's our own psyche, right? It's our own minds. It's literally our own brains, our own, we're in our heads all day. And the best thing that I think that we could do, not to control, but to live in a place that we enjoy, live in a place that we could have fun, live in a place where we find peace. You know, when I'm at home, if the house is in a mess, my brain is also in a mess. And when I clean and I have a nice shower, after that shower, knowing that I'm going into a room with AC, clean, fresh bed sheets, and just laying into that fully tired, I don't think I get better sleep at any point in time. That feeling is bliss when I'm home, in that setting. But as opposed to going to bed in a room full of clutter, there's clothes on the bed that's probably been there so long it's dirty and needs to wash again. There's dust everywhere. The floor is dirty. You know, that feeling, the AC is off and the place is extremely warm. It's humid. That feeling compared to the next crisp, clean, fresh bed sheets after a shower in an AC room, dimly lit lights, you know? It's two completely different things. All right, I've spoken long enough. I'm not going to do a meditation this morning. It's already 8 o'clock. I do have stuff I need to get done right now, actually. I will do a meditation, but on my own private time after I get that done. And because of how the time constraints are this morning, I spent most, if not all, of my time when I'm supposed to do the meditation just speaking about dreams and news and what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. But hopefully, I say hopefully, I go live tomorrow morning and do a meditation. If not, because tomorrow morning in the morning before I have this thing to do, even if nobody shows up, I'm still going to do it, and I still have to prepare my best that I could possibly do. Granted, this whole experience has been teaching me a lot about how I'm marketing and how I'm not positioning myself properly in places, like making ads or pushing out the event in a way that people are able to see it or come across it. If this is my dream, and my dream is to give it to everybody, at least just not teach, but let's show you that, listen, this is an aspect of your mind, remember it. And I'm not advertising, then nobody's going to get impacted, nobody's going to be aware of it. But anyways, I love you. Have a good day today. I'll see you next one, which will probably be on the Thursday morning. I think so. Most likely.